All right. So here it gets a little difficult. So you kind of see that it's this brighter light behind it. The text isn't really popping out. And so I could always go in with a layer. Just create a layer. I want to figure out where I move my layers to. I'm going to create a layer. Now let's say I want to, now there's another tool I can use, and it's usually the paint bucket that looks like that. It's under there, and it's called the gradient fill tool. And so if I wanted to, I could come over, I'm going to switch it back to black and white by clicking on that button. And then I'll create a layer right here, bring it down. And I'm like, ooh, that sucks. Oh, wait, no, it does exactly what I want it to. I just have to tell it to do what I want to. The best of whichever. So just adding that black sort of fade at the top pushes that font forward. So I could do the same thing with the bottom. I can come up and get my gradient tool. Now the way the gradient tool operates is it works from this color to this color, and think at this point, wherever I start is 100% black, wherever I end is going to be 100% white. So if I pull it very short, it'll be black to white, and I won't have a good gradation range. The cool thing is though, if it's not what I want, I could just keep kind of doing it, and it just goes over itself. And so, no. You also see it fluctuates. So if I go this way, it does that. If it goes this way, it does that. But that's about what I want. And so then I can come over to this layer again. I'll make this layer a multiply layer. All right, so now looking at my movie poster. All right, so I have a little less than a third, because I've got that kind of coming down to about a third, where I could put the text for the stuff. Now, what is it? Text for bottom movie, bottom of movie poster. And so, dun, dun, dun. All right, so one thing, I don't know if I've showed y'all this in Google. Always in your search engines, you can always say tools, size, and you can get large. That reduces a lot of the issues as far as like finding something that fits the right size. And so I'm working on sort of a black bottom, so we'll click here and see what this is. That's not bad. Great. That was large. No, it was not large, but gives you a sense of what we're looking for. I was like, what are we looking at? All right. So now, if you look down here, I got this like solid black line. Let's say if I don't want that, which I don't, I could just on this layer. Now, Photoshop has filters, and I don't really talk a lot about filters because filters are one of those things that once you start using them, they're pretty self-explanatory. You figure them out pretty quick. But here, this is one that a lot of people don't pick up on real quickly is Gaussian blur. All right, now what Gaussian blur does, it looks at what's on that layer and it blurs just the edge. So I'm not going to blur the middle of the picture, the middle of my text. it should just blur the edges a little bit. We'll see. And it didn't. You know why? Because I don't know why. Because it's just being difficult. But I could just take this layer and move it up a little bit. Nope. Stop that. Turn that back on. Then I'll duplicate this layer. And I cheat, ladies and gentlemen, like all get out when it comes to these kinds of things. Because I can. So I can duplicate the best little witch layer. I'm gonna duplicate that one. And then I'm gonna move it down. And I'm holding the shift key. If I hold the shift key, things can only move up and down or left and right, depending on how, after I push it, which way I move it. All right, so. Still got a little more room on this than I like, but yeah, it'll be all right. These are always better when you do them yourself. They're more fun. I could probably pull all of this down just a little bit and be happy. But this should give you all a sense of what I'm looking for. And as far as the layers go, I should be able to see your layers, your gradation layers, your transport layers, those types of things. You know, that way, I want you to experiment with that. That's really the big thing out of this. Have fun. Again, always think of every project as, is this going to be in my senior show? And I got news for y'all. Typically, I have people do like 4 different genres of movie posters. And we had one year where the student came in as a senior and his best work were just the movie posters. And so they were like, dude, that is what your thing is. And so it was about making movie posters. So he made socially relevant movie posters, like what you would think about for documentaries and that kind of thing. And so while movie posters have decreased in popularity, because obviously we're not going to the movies in 2020, we still see them with Netflix and things like that. I mean, Netflix likes to use them inside their stuff, and we'll talk about the graphics for Netflix and that kind of thing later. But this should get you your layer set up. This is the project for the week. Make sure you've got your other one. So lastly, I'm going to stop the video because we're not really talking about work anymore. I'm going to jump back over here to Chrome. All right, so this just gives you some guidelines. Don't get stuck on anything. Again, y'all, make sure, like it says, Dolby Sound logo, that kind of stuff. This is stuff I just found and stuck in here because I thought those kinds of things really just add that sense of completion. It's like having the bibliography or something on a piece. So it makes it always look good. So, you know, those are things that just stuck in there. But as far as the module goes, one thing I don't know if did I talk about this earlier? Midterm missing work. It says it's 100 points. Basically, everybody gets the 100 points. It's not really something that's held against you. Actually, it has no value in and of itself. It's just a 0 kind of thing. But if you're missing work, or you redid work, or you did work that you like better than your original, you can post it here. Just make sure you put the name of the project. So if you redid the minimalism project over the weekend and you're like, man, I wish I turned this one in instead of that one. You can do that here. My goal really more is about learning tool sets. So I want to see that you're getting the tool sets. So if you're missing work, if anyone is missing work, this is where you put it. Now you'll see that it closes on this Friday. I have to have midterm grades done by this Friday. So that means if you're missing something, put it in there. If you've got everything turned in, you're going to be fine. Midterm grades for me, I generally give everybody like B's if you've got everything turned in. And you know, I generally have the simple rule: if I ask you to do A and you do A, then you've done exactly what I've asked you to do. So you are average. That's a C. If you take what I asked you to do and you say, like the movie poster, if you do 3 movie posters, that has a lot of effect on me. When I'm looking at it, I'm like, because we do pieces and we solve problems that way. If you do 1 and that's it, then you did what I asked you to do, so long as you did the layers and did all that. If you did 3 and I see progression of skill, then that shows me that you're really working hard. That's a B. That's a B to an A, depending on what I'm looking at. So, you know, I grew up in a different world than most of us, or most of y'all, or there's a couple of people in the campus that I know are about my age. But, you know, when I came home with C's, I was like, I have done everything I've been asked to do. Yay. And my family had no expectation for A's because they knew that wasn't the kind of person I was. I wasn't going to do extra English or extra math. Now, I always got A's in art because I do extra. But we ended up, because when I was in public school, they were like, well, you have to show them why they didn't get an A. What do you mean why they didn't get an A? They did what I asked them to do. They did exactly what I asked them to do. My expectation is met. I feel average towards that assignment. Average is a C, maybe a B, depending on, it's a good average. So, but midterm grades don't completely affect the final grade. Now, if you're missing a lot of stuff, I'm going to give you a not a good midterm grade. So make sure you get everything turned in. If you got everything turned in, you're going to be good. Cool beans?
Cool beans.
I'm glad you said something because it's like dead silent in here. It's like a graveyard. It's out here downloading porn. I mean, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Just kidding. It could be done. But just make sure that you get anything caught. If you have a problem, remember, I get here at about 9, between 8:30 and 9 every day. If you're missing work and you're going to have a problem, let me know. Better to try, turn something in, and then let me say, oh, well, you're not getting this, and then work with you. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
That's all I got.
Professor, one more question for you. Head out about the movie posters. So it's better, not required, but it's better if we go ahead and at least try to do 2 or 3 movie posters.
Movie posters are one of those things, I will tell you, the other art faculty like them. I don't know why, but it is. It's just something that resonates with them. So when they're looking at your senior show, especially if you're graphics, and they're kind of, you do an ad for a shirt or wine or something. That's cool. But, and you do movie posters, they're bigger, they take up space, they're more dynamic. That's why I kind of make it a point to tell people, make sure you use your own photographs, because that's the one thing that have hit people in the past. It's like, oh,
gotcha.
That's a picture of LL Cool J. Did you take that picture of LL? No, I found it online. Next. They don't even slow down. So.
All right, gotcha.
Yeah. But that's why I was like, use your family, use things you enjoy, or a photograph. Take pictures. You want to do something scary and there's like an old beat down house nearby and you don't have to go in, you can take pictures from outside and you could use it for the backdrop. Boom, you got a horror movie right there.
Gotcha.
Cool.
All right. Appreciate that.
All right. If y'all need me, holler.
All right. Appreciate you, Professor Chestnut. See you next time.
When I stop this, I'm going to start processing the videos. When they're done, I'm going to put them on the module for class videos. So bye.